Welcome back to my kitchen. This week I have 3 recipes to share with you. If you're new, my name is Mel and I love to cook for me and my husband, and I'm always sharing new recipes on here. I hope you enjoy and hit that subscribe button and stick around for more videos. We're kicking this video off with this ravioli with a homemade meatless sauce. I'm going to start by chopping up 1/4 of a yellow onion. Over to my pot, I'm adding about 2 tablespoons of butter and just a little bit of olive oil. I'm going to let that heat up on the stove, and then we are just going to add our onion in there. I'm going to let this onion cook for about 5 minutes before I add in 1 tablespoon of minced garlic, and at that point I'm just going to let the minced garlic cook for about 30 seconds to a minute. Next, I'm adding in 3 tablespoons of flour. I'm just going to whisk that together, and then we are going to add in about 1 tablespoon of tomato paste. At this point, it's going to be very clumpy. Don't worry about that. It'll all thin out as soon as we begin adding our liquids in. But first, we're going to add some seasonings. I'm adding in 1/2 teaspoon of oregano, basil, and onion powder. I'm just giving that a quick mix together, and then we're going to add in our liquids. Slowly, I'm going to add this entire can of low sodium chicken broth, whisking each time I add more into the pan. Next, I'm adding in 1.5 cups of half and half. I'm going to give this a good mix and then just let this come to a low boil. Now that the sauce is heated up, we're going to add in 4 tablespoons of softened cream cheese, as well as 1 can of diced tomatoes with green chilies, 1/4 cup of frozen spinach, and 1/2 cup of grated Parmesan cheese. Go ahead and give that a good stir, and we're going to let these cheeses melt down. On my back burner here, I have some water going. I'm going to go ahead and get my bag of frozen ravioli done. Of course, if you want to make your own ravioli, you could totally do that, but this is very quick and easy on a weekday, so I'm going to go ahead and let that cook. Back to my sauce, I'm adding just a touch of red pepper flakes. This is definitely always optional. I just really prefer there to be a little bit of heat in my dish. Now that my ravioli is done, I'm going to drain that real quick, and then we're going to bring it back over here to the stove. I'm going to pour my sauce in here, and you're going to notice it's very runny. So I add the entire can of chicken broth because we like it super runny, and I'm going to show you why here in just a second. But if you want your sauce to be thicker, only do 1/2 the can of chicken broth. Here is my finished bowl of food. I did add some freshly shredded Parmesan cheese on top with a little bit of parsley, and I did cook some breadsticks in the oven as well. And then this is why we like our sauce to be a little bit on the thinner side. We love using our breadsticks to dip in the bowl and soak up all of that sauce. It's so good. Next up, my husband requested that we make double cheeseburgers, so we decided we would try out a brand new seasoning that we recently purchased. In my bowl, I have 2 pounds of ground beef. I believe this was 90-10. This is the seasoning we picked up. It is a whiskey burger seasoning by Blackstone. We just happened to see it when we were grocery shopping and thought we would give it a try. I wasn't 100% sure how much to add into my meat, so I just went for it. I didn't really measure. Next, I'm going to add about a 1/4 cup of grated Parmesan cheese. We love adding Parmesan into our burgers. I think it adds such a great flavor. Now I'm going to start making these into patties, and I decided to make them a little thinner. That way our burgers were not ginormous. I just made sure that I didn't make them too thin, that way they wouldn't break apart on the grill. I ended up getting 4 burgers out of this. Like I said, we're doing 2 patties per burger since we're making double cheeseburgers. I also went ahead and whipped up some Chipotle Mayo. I made this last week in my chicken video. I can link that for you, as well as my other burger video where I make this as well. It's so simple yet so delicious. I also went ahead and cut up a little bit of tomato, red onion, and lettuce for my burger. We just used some simple American cheese on these burgers, and then on my burger I like all the toppings, including that Chipotle Mayo. Like I said, it is absolutely delicious. We love it. These burgers turned out so big. Even though I patted them pretty small, they turned out really big, but they were very delicious. We really enjoyed that new seasoning, and my husband was super happy with this dinner. I didn't get a picture with the fries, but I did also make some seasoned fries to go with our burgers. Next up, I made this queso baked chicken, and I just started by preheating my oven to 375 degrees. And then in this little bowl, I'm going to make our seasoning. I'm adding 1.5 tablespoons of chili powder, 1 teaspoon of cumin, and a 1/2 teaspoon of salt. Into my 9x13 baking dish, I'm adding a little bit of non-stick spray just to be safe, as well as 2 chicken breasts. I did slice both of them in half to appear as 4. Next, I'm just going to take that seasoning we mixed up and add it to both sides of my chicken. I'm actually going to link the original recipe for you guys in the description box. This is not my recipe. I did find it on Pinterest because I was looking for something I could use this salsa con queso up with, and honestly this recipe just seemed perfect. So I'm just adding a scoop of this to each chicken breast, and I'm going to spread that around as evenly as possible. On top of that, I'm adding an entire can of mild diced tomatoes with green chilies. I stuck this in my oven and I let this cook for about 20 to 25 minutes. To go along with my chicken, I'm going to make some rice cauliflower. Into my pan, I'm adding 2 cups of rice cauliflower. It is frozen. And then I'm going to add the following seasonings: 1 teaspoon of garlic powder, 1 teaspoon of smoked paprika, 1 teaspoon of salt, 1 teaspoon of cumin, 1 teaspoon of onion powder, and about a 1/4 teaspoon of black pepper. At this point, I'm just going to let this all cook together and warm through. I also did add just a little bit of lime juice. I thought I was recording, but I guess I was not. I have a bottle of lime juice. I just added a couple drops in there. I just like a little bit of extra flavoring. For my husband, I'm making this Knorr taco rice. He's super simple, so I just went ahead and made this for him. Now that my chicken's done, we're going to add on some shredded cheese. I'm just using mild cheddar and adding about 1 cup. I'm also adding on just a little bit of parsley, that way it can blend with the cheese in the oven. This went back in for about 5 minutes until the cheese had completely melted. Here's my finished plate. I thought this was really good plain just like this. My husband ate his with a little sour cream and hot sauce, but I would absolutely recommend this meal. If you enjoy these recipes, give me a big thumbs up. I would absolutely appreciate it. And if you're new around here, hit that subscribe button. I post 2 times a week and I'm always posting new recipes. Thank you so much for watching, guys, and I'll see you back here on Wednesday.